Preparing to go live. Livey
Awesome.
live.
We are going live, I think. Well done, you.
Oh my
It's just
God, technology! Technology. Are you frozen, Lisa?
happening.
You're
So,
frozen.
still, we're all goods.
Yeah, you're
Frozen,
frozen.
Juliet. That's okay. I can hear you. I can hear you and I can see you. So you just feel free to introduce everyone to everyone.
Hey everybody, this is Cryptid Women Society and we are having technical issues. When don't we have technical issues? No,
At
there are some massive
paranormal.
storms going on all around us and Lisa's got major tech issues. I had a brownout this
Yeah.
morning and the whole house seemed to do a big weird noise. So who knows? It could be the portal opening. Who knows?
Could be. It could be. Yeah, we
Could
actually just
be.
had a catch up with Kevin from where the weird ones are,
Oh,
and he said,
such a
"Oh,
cool
maybe it's a
dude.
portal," and we were like, "Oh my God, maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Such a cool
maybe."
dude. So today we're talking about kind of Halloweeny movies, but more towards kind of issues that have happened on movie sets and that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a pretty kind of chilled out session today. We won't go for our full 2 hours. Sorry, guys. They're probably like, thank God. I'll listen to those girls for 2 hours. No, so yeah, it's just good. So we just thought we'd do a fun session and talk about, kind of some movies and some shit that's happened on
Well,
movies.
it is for sure. It is the spooky season,
It
right?
is spooky
Spooky
season.
season. Um, has anything weird been happening to you lately, Juliet, during this spooky season? Anything strange, weird,
Well, there's
paranormally?
been a little bit, kind of a bit of stuff going on in the house, but it's just kind of that normal, the whole noise things. But we are in a new house, so I'm trying to discern what's kind of like new noises and and that kind of stuff. There's been a couple of little weirdy things going around. So, but I don't know. There's
Well, because
nothing apart from the
didn't we talk?
vibrating ground. Yeah.
This is literally what I was going to say. Didn't we talk about how there could be a potential portal in your
It's
lounge?
bizarre. Like honestly, if you're sitting there and the ground starts vibrating below your feet, it's freaky. But there's like no building going on. There's nothing. Got a big truck. We're kind of in like we are in a newish area, but there's no building going on around us as
Mm.
such. So I'm trying to debunk it, going, okay, is there like a drill going on somewhere? Is there banging and stuff like that? But it's not just in the lounge. It kind of happened when I was outside. I was about to hop into the car and the same thing happened. It was like vibrating. It really kind of it kind of knocks you off your senses a little bit, and you kind of do like a little bit of
Yeah.
like what's going on here. So it's almost like it's a magnetic thing. I don't know. It's just a little bit bizarre. So yeah,
I understand
Nay,
that. Say
hey,
hi,
beautiful
everyone. This is my
boy.
little boy Monday. He's not feeling very good today, so he's hanging
Yeah,
out with us at home. Say hi to everyone listening.
run,
Say
Nay,
hi.
Nay.
There we
Yeah.
go.
So no,
Oh,
it is a little bit bizarre, I suppose. So yeah. So apart from
so,
having a portal
like
possibly
my,
in the house,
I, yeah, everything's normal.
everything's
My
normal.
view on that, I always go to the tunnels are LA, right? The
Oh,
reptilian tunnels
yeah. You
under
sound, you
LA,
sound
under
like a robot. I
California,
can't hear
right?
you properly. You sound like a
Oh,
robot. God
oh
damn
my
it.
God. Okay, so I'm talking
Okay.
about the reptilian tunnels under California, right? So whenever something's vibrating like that, I'm like, do you have tunnels under your house? Is there a deep underground military base
I know they are
around
digging a
Melbourne?
tunnel somewhere, but it's literally on the other side of Melbourne. And where was that? Something came out, and they were I don't know if it was here or in the States, and they basically turned around and went, man, if something happens in the tunnel, you're out of luck. I think it was probably here, actually. They were like, because in America, they tend to have a lot more updated equipment than what we do. And they were just basically like, you're out of luck, man. We ain't coming in to rescue you because we've got nothing to rescue you with. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
They don't have the proper
terrible.
equipment. Yeah. Well,
Wow.
that's what
But
happens
that's
when you make most of your firemen volunteers, but we won't go into that because we'll just get banned again in Australia.
yes, you will. And then you'll have police officers showing up at your house asking why you've been doing things on social media. Yes, you will. Anyway, hey, can we just say thanks and hello to our followers and the people that have joined us today?
Hi,
What's up,
guys.
everyone? Lovely to see y'all. Thank you for waiting for us. We never quite know what's going to happen, and today, like Juliet said, I've got some really crazy weather going on, so I'm kind of patchy in and out. One of our giant trees fell over down the back of our house. This morning tried to kill my partner. He's still alive, thank God, because we have a mortgage to pay. So that's, good. But
What, you
giant
did
gum
take out a
tree
really
fell
good
down.
insurance on him? God damn, Lisa.
Not yet, baby, but I'm going to. Yeah. After this episode, hell yeah, he's getting $1 million assurance on him. But yeah, so luckily enough that the tree has fallen straight down in between our house and another house.
I
So
know.
thank
How
God.
insane was that? Literally straight between them. Just,
Yeah.
woo.
Didn't fall on the chickens. Number one, we were worried about the chickens, and then number two, I was worried about the house next door, and it's just literally fallen straight down. So thank God,
Breakdown.
because it is huge. It's like 4 or 5 meters tall.
It's
So
huge
yeah, it's been
tree.
pretty
Huge tree.
crazy. My big boy Hunter has gone for a walk up the Tongariro track today with his school group, and that is the middle of a frickin' mountain in crazy weather. So hopefully he is safe because that's wild. And our prayers go out to the families that have lost people, because we don't often lose people in the middle of these types of storms in New Zealand. But unfortunately, somebody lost his life this morning from a branch falling on him. So we send lots of love to his family right now dealing with that.
That's
So
horrible.
just wanted to give you a bit of a heads up. So if I leave suddenly, I'll try my best to come back. Juliet's got control because she's got the internet today. If you don't
Which is
like the
never a good
story, have a
thing.
talk with her, okay?
It's never a good thing. I am not the tech person. I apologize now. I could turn us all into funny emojis without even realizing it. So
she could. Anything could happen
by
today.
complete accident.
Also, if we could please ask you to subscribe, hit the notification button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Please share us. The more shares we get, the more likes we get, the more subscribers we get, the more we get to do this fun stuff, and invite some other people to come and join us. So please share,
Like
share,
Kevin this
and feel
morning.
free. Yes, like Kevin. And feel free to share this and join in the conversation. So I've set up the community on YouTube. Yay, Mo. And there's a couple of people that have jumped in there and had a bit of a chat with me, which is awesome. Juliet will be in there soon replying and stuff as well. So feel free to jump in there, ask us some questions. We will get in there and answer said question.
Answer said questions. My name's not even on here. I'm just Cryptid Women's Society. Yeah, carry on.
She's going to change her name because she's terribly, terribly technically challenged. But also, while we're giving ourselves plugs, please go to cryptidwomensociety.com. We have founding memberships available right now. They will not last forever. In fact, they are leaving in probably about 3 weeks, and then the price tag will go up, and then you will not be able to enjoy the founding members' benefits, right? So become a founding member. Help us with this movement that we are creating. It's an awesome members portal. There's a library in there. You get VIP interviews with people that we have not said boo to on YouTube, women and men that we have like secret little conversations with that you can only view in the members portal. And we also have the dungeon in there, R18 dodginess. So if you're like us, a little bit unhinged, You should definitely come and join.
You will like that dungeon.
It's a great little place to talk about taboo topics and things that you don't really want to stumble over when you're searching the internet and stuff. And we're not talking about that. But more importantly, it's a really, really cool place to be. And what a great Christmas present, Juliet. Have you thought about Christmas shopping yet?
It would be for your partners, your daughters, your mothers, your grandmothers. They could all be into this. You know how many grannies we know out there that love UFOs?
Oh my God, yes. 100%. Like really, like a lot of women over the age of 65.
Yeah. So definitely it makes an amazing gift for the woman that you love. And just go on or just buy it for yourself. Get yourself a Christmas present and go, this is all for me.
Prioritizing.
Prioritize. Definitely. You will come, you will laugh, you will cry, you will learn shit, you can teach us stuff. And it is a really awesome bunch of women, and the conversations that we have are they're amazing, and that's it. There's such a wide variety of conversations and emotions that go through, and a lot of support for women who need it. We discussed this a lot today, and we forget about that side of it, where there are the women that have had these encounters and can't talk openly about it with family and friends and stuff like that. So they do come and they share their encounters with us, and know that other women have gone through the same thing. So that's a big part of it. And
and learn to deal with it, right? Yeah. Like we give actionable tools that you can use to help deal with what has happened.
Yeah.
And then
if it's ongoing, if you're having ongoing paranormal stuff or supernatural stuff and you're not quite sure how to deal with it, reach out, and if we can't help you, we will definitely put you onto the right people.
Yeah. Hang on, girl.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. Hey, spooky season is just around the corner. What are you dressing up as?
I don't know. I still haven't made a decision.
I think you're going to have to make
next week, and I'm supposed to be going out, taking the kids out. I honestly, I have. Oh, I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, I'm dressing up as a criminal because my 4-year-old wants to be a policeman. And I tried to talk him into being Dracula or a ghost or even just, some blood, guts, something. And he said, no, he'd like to be a nice, clean, tidy policeman. Thank you. So I'm going to dress up as a criminal. I've got a couple of comments here, Jules. Can you see the comments coming through?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll read them to you. All good. What's up, the indescribable Octoman? And what is up, Michelle? Lovely having you both here. Mirish says, I saw 3 last night by Coors Plant. They come all the time, i.e. aliens. The Octoman says UFO or lights, and she says indeed. He says, I've been slacking on my sky watching lately, to be honest. Yeah, 100%. There's a lot going on in the sky. And no doubt with the veil coming, real thin, there's going to be a lot more going on, especially, with the Atlas showing up.
Sorry. Every time we mention it, I laugh, but yeah, it's
I know, yeah.
Here it is.
Hey, have you seen the
Atlas is coming?
Oh, it's more like this. No, it's more like this. No, stop it. Have you seen the latest on this is off topic of what we're actually going to be talking about today, but have you seen the latest of the of Bashar, the guy who channels Bashar?
Oh yeah, I know.
The extraterrestrial, the
Pleiadians. Is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure who he channeled. He channeled someone.
Yeah.
Called Bashar. And he has basically spoken out and said it is a comet with UFO technology on it to and information about the humans' response to.
Oh, okay. You're going to have to repeat that. You're frozen. All I got was some comet with alien and conversation.
Can you hear me again now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me again now?
Yeah.
Am I back on? Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're
Okay, so
frozen,
apparently it's
but
a comet with alien technology. Oh, shit. Okay, apparently it's a comet with alien technology on it, which is here to track the response that we have as humans of alien technology coming on a comet.
oh, what a crock of stuff.
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I honestly, like, for people, I absolutely believe in the UFOs, and I believe that they're already here. You know, that's from my own personal thing. There is a lot of stuff happening here in Australia. A lot of footage, a lot of lights, a lot of weird stuff happening in the sky. Here, like Melbourne, Brisbane, doesn't matter. Around the whole of Australia, there is so much stuff going on, which is hitting social media and stuff, and the news channels obviously just rub it off as being, something random. So there's definitely something going on, whether it's like a giant alien ship or whatever it is. But I always go back to, God, I cannot remember the guy's name, who came out like a year ago, basically going, they are going to fake an giant alien ship coming to Earth. This is part of the agenda. This was like over a year ago that this guy said this is what the plan is, because he's seen the plan, and then he's going to go, then you're going to get these, well-informed people, these experts that are going to come out and go, oh my God, it's this, this, and this. And it is literally almost word for word what he has said, what is happening. So it's really
in fact, I think the fact that we've got university lecturers coming out talking about it, it's like, where's the NASA, right? This is what gets me about it. Where are the NASA photos of this thing coming in? The only photo evidence that we've got right now that we're getting is from Europe.
Yeah, so there's one photo.
And it was from a dude, and it was from just a civilian. Yeah. So we've got all these space stations up and everything else. Where is it all?
It's gone radio silent, hey? It's gone very radio silent. So, wasn't it here supposed to be here last week?
Very.
Wasn't it last week or something?
Yeah, I was meant to be here, and like during the rapture, which was at the end of September, it was meant to show up.
Oh God, did I miss it?
I thought that would be the
I missed the rapture again.
It turns out I too missed it. Damn it! Every time.
Sorry. Next time, guys. My bad.
Well, that's because you're a bad bitch, Juliet. You're always going to miss it.
Oh my God!
You will stay here and keep reading your tarot card. We're not taking her. I can leave her behind. You're so funny. Oh gosh, a couple of the comments on here, very funny. Octo Man says, right, I'm him and Avi Loeb, who's the academic dude, right? The university guy, can go together and fucking tell us what might be all day, and it doesn't change anything. Yeah, exactly. It's a comet. No, it's not. It's just a hurtling. No, it's not. It's a hostile alien ship. How do you know?
How do you know?
Yeah, super quiet. NASA has been way too quiet. What if it just stops and hides behind the sun?
Or hides behind the moon. It's just gone back to its base. It's like, guys, we're just trying to get home, all right? Just stop hassling us.
It's just like, hello, I'm still here. Oh, that's funny. Oh, you're a cracker.
We're probably going to be slammed by all the conspiracy theorists out there going, those dumb bitches don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I heard a really interesting story or theory or evidence essentially on another podcast about a gentleman talking about comets, right? And he was like, look, comets used to be orange and yellow, right? They were always this kind of orangey yellow.
Because they were on fire?
Because they were comets. All of a sudden, in the last couple of years or however long he said, they've turned to green. No. And he said, comets don't turn to green, but apparently they do. He said, so now all the footage coming out is green. And he said, they're not green. They've always been this. He said, so can we even believe that this is true? Can we even believe that there is an atlas, blah, blah, flying around, coming towards us,
Yeah.
because they can't just change colors.
Yeah.
They have glow about them. That's how we know that they're comets, and they've been well documented throughout history, you know, hundreds of years, documented on the coloring and that sort of stuff of them. So how do we know that this is even real, something that's actually happening? And to your point, Jules, Project Blue Beam, which is holographic evidence to that there's this alien takeover or whatever for the next agenda, you know, 2020, 2050 or whatever the agenda is. So yeah, I mean, look, you know, I think you just always have to, I think nowadays you cannot trust what your eyes are seeing, right? If you've ever seen holograms and around the world, like, man, those things you can't even tell are real or not. Like, they are so incredibly convincing. And then you've got drones as well. It's going to be incredibly difficult to discern what is true and what is false. And we just talked about this with Kevin on where the weird ones are. And that's why you need groups like Cryptid Women's Society, where you can come to and know that the stuff that we're putting out is as correct as we can possibly make it. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're not just going to throw something out that we think might be, especially when it comes to AI. We're very careful about the crap that we put on social media and put out and talk about. And we may get dates wrong because we're menopausal and everything else. So fuck yourself if you don't think it. But the fact is, right, we don't have good memories right
names,
now.
Okay, people.
Like, names, dates. Okay, that shit is irrelevant to my brain right now. The fact that I even showed up today is fucking amazing. But more importantly, and if you're menopausal, you understand this, right? Where'd you put your pants? I don't fucking know. Like, it's okay, so just, you know, the fact that we showed up is fucking impressive. But the point is that you're going to need to find groups that have integrity about them, and the AI is really screwing us all into the ground. And you know,
we following people, not just group, but also following. There's some podcasts out there. There's the guys out there that, you know, bring you that information, and you know, and like us, you take that information and, you know, you make your own decisions from it. You don't. Yeah, but I mean, there's so much. I was just looking at the last UFO thing that I just sent through to us, and that was from WA. So there were like 3 lights, almost like the triangle, 3 orange lights and stuff like that. So
it's gonna be very interesting.
I also haven't been going out at night. Like, I'm just like, I work, I come home, I eat, and I go to bed. So
shit. Yeah, she also, like, you know, tries to show up on our podcast once in a while. So it's twice in a row, team. Okay. Hey, let's talk about Halloween. Halloween. Last week we talked about the magic of witches. Witches last week. This week we're talking about movies that have been inspired by Halloween or have some sort of a connection to this awesome day. Absolutely.
And they're not necessarily connected to Halloween, but have got like that darker side to it. So
Totally. So I've got a couple of movies, and in fact I have one movie that's really dear to me. It's really close to my heart. Can we start with that one?
Go, do it.
It's one of, it's
hang
it's
on.
very close to my heart.
I just want to put something out to the Americans. Hang on. I did say this to Kevin, and we never finished this conversation. Where do raccoons come from? I'm sorry, there's this thing going around there in history, along with the Native Americans and stuff like that. Apparently there's no record of raccoons, and apparently they're dodgy little buggers. Just putting it out there. It's kind of tickled my fancy that
there's a
conspiracy that they're aliens, and then they're going, have you seen, what's the movie where it's got the raccoon in it? Yeah, I know what you mean. And they're going, is this them telling us that this is what's happened, that there's an army of raccoons? I'm sorry, but I just thought it was really funny. It's such a...
What is
apparently
going
in history, there's no raccoons. It's like pandas in China.
Okay, so raccoons are similar to the panda conspiracy.
that there are
Okay.
the first person to introduce a panda was this woman, and blah, blah, and that was like in the 1900s.
Uh-huh.
Before that, there's no pandas. There's no record of pandas,
Yeah.
and there's
So are
just
you trying to tell me that this is the same with raccoons?
yeah,
They came out on some date somewhere, and before that, there's no record of raccoons in the States.
yeah, yeah. That's what this
Okay.
guy's saying. He's saying it's pretty funny. So
All right, hit us with your comments. Tell us what you think. I've never met a raccoon before,
I
but I
have
did see a video. I saw a
Guardians of the
video of a
Galaxy.
lady.
That's what I was trying to remember.
Oh,
Guardians of the Galaxy. And what
yeah.
was that? Rocket.
I
Rocket the
saw a
raccoon.
Oh my God. I saw a lady that got arrested and she had a raccoon in her car. It was her pet
Oh
raccoon.
yeah,
Um
with the crack pipe or something.
yeah, we shouldn't laugh about that. But yeah, that's the only time that I've ever really heard of raccoons. So okay.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I just,
Back
I
to
want to
where
put it
we
out
were
to you
going.
Americans out there. Find me some history of raccoons. That would be really, really funny. So, because they're just like,
Find it.
yeah,
The indescribable Octo Man, he's gonna bring something. We
come on,
guarantee
man.
it.
Come on.
Bring us some table, buddy.
I'm
Maybe
relying
it's
on
a
you, bro.
raccoon
You come up with
growling under
some
your
good
desk.
stuff.
Oh my God. All
All right.
right. So
Right.
the
Go,
movie that
Lisa.
I want to introduce y'all to,
Y'all, come back now.
let me just let me get to where I'm going to. Thanks so much. Okay, so the movie that I want to introduce you all to, which is available in the States, worldwide. It's done the rounds. It's an indie film. It's called Blood Punch. Have you heard of that movie, Jules?
No, I have not. I have not heard of that
Well,
movie.
can I share the screen real quick and I'll show you a picture of it and then I'll talk you through. I'm just going to share the screen and show you this, all right? So this is my wee finder box.
Yep.
Can you see this big picture here?
Not yet.
Sorry, I'll just get rid of that one. Oh, sorry. I've shared the wrong part of the screen. Loser. I tell you what, look, bear with us, team. We love you guys. So it's this picture right here. Can you see this guy here?
Oh, yeah.
So this is a movie called Blood Punch. And
Never heard
Blood
of it.
Punch is an indie film that you may or may not have heard of. It was filmed in New Zealand and or maybe Australia. No, New Zealand, I think. And my cousin's in it. My cousin, young Ari Boyland,
Oh, it's Ari
is
in
in
it.
it.
Ah,
Yeah, actually, maybe it's not filmed in New Zealand. Maybe it's filmed overseas. Couple of other actors in this: Milo Cawthon, Olivia Tennant, Ari Boylan, who's my cousin, and Adelaide Kane. And this is one of the goriest movies I've ever watched in my life. And that's my wee cousin in the blue vest sitting on the
oh,
side
look at
there.
him. Oh my God.
And this was such a cool indie film. They did really, really well in all of the film festivals and that sort of stuff. But it's called Blood Punch, right? And I'll tell you, I'm going to give you a wee little rundown on what the story is about because it fits in beautifully with our topic today of movies that are inspired by some sort of creepy, spooky Halloweeny, right? So it's a horror thriller film directed by Madeleine Paxson. It was her feature debut, and it was written by Eddie Gazulin, and I think I've said that wrong. It's got the actors in there that I said. It premiered at the Austin Film Festival in October 2013, where it won the Dark Matters Audience Award. So it's done really, really well.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and obviously low budget indie film, and one of the coolest things is that it's all about a time loop. So essentially Russell, who Ari plays, is stuck in this giant time loop. But the time loop is he gets killed at the end of it, and then he wakes up again and has to go back through it. And he leaves himself no and kind of messages and videos and stuff so that he can try and remember when he wakes back up that he's been killed this way and that these guys are doing bad shit and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
essentially,
yeah.
he's like an unsuspecting kind of dude. Milton, one of the guys, what the other guy with the cigarette out of his mouth, is cooking meth. And he's in a rehabilitation center, and he gets out, meets Skylar. They all show up and start cooking meth together. And Russell is essentially the boyfriend or ex-boyfriend. He's a crooked cop, but he kind of gets involved with Milton to kind of do some sort of a scam or some sort of a dodgy dealing, right?
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
not the dodgy one, but Milton's real bad. And essentially Milton starts killing this guy because it all goes pear-shaped, right? But there's some weird things that happened on set while they were filming, of course.
Ooh.
Um, so they said that the land and the cabin that they filmed in, it just didn't feel normal. Oh, it was filmed in the States. Sorry, that's why it makes sense. Yeah, it didn't feel normal. The script ties it to old, violent Native American war history and a curse, apparently, giving a setting of a haunted
Do
curse.
it.
Let's film here. It's cursed. So yeah, the film is in a beautiful kind of landscape with this old log cabin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The time loop, rewind, or repetition effect. Milton finds recordings of himself, Russell finds recordings of himself, struggles to remember what happened, and realizes that he may have done things that he doesn't recall over and over again, right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
I think he got killed something like 65 times in the movie. He told me. Oh my God. And one of the best parts is when Ari had finished filming it, they premiered it in New Zealand, and he said to my nan, God rest her soul, said to my nan, I want you to come and see my movie. And so her and her husband went to the film premiere of this movie, right? He didn't tell them what it was about, and no one else had really seen it. And then when I watched it, I was like, oh my God, you literally took, at that time, maybe late 70s, grandparents to this movie to literally watch their grandson get chopped up and like arrow through the head and all these terrible things like 65 times. I was like, that is not really okay. He goes, they loved it. They sat there and they enjoyed the whole thing. I was like, yeah, I'm sure they did, darling.
That's so funny.
I was just like, that is really, really bad. So on day one of filming, they had this massive snowstorm. Essentially, they couldn't even get to the cabin, and cars were spinning out left, right, and center. So that totally put the schedule back. There was massive amounts of like altitude sickness and hospitalization. Colin Holloway suffered altitude sickness and was hospitalized for a week. To keep shooting, though, the writer, Eddie, was put in Holloway's wardrobe and filmed from behind. So essentially they were like, we're still filming. And so the writer got in there and did a cameo appearance from behind. The bathroom scenes were reshot in a garage because essentially they lost access in quotation marks, to the log cabin. And the reason why there's other reasons around it, but one of the reasons why they lost access to the log cabin was because they had a big giant altercation with the owner of the cabin, who was like, you're no longer using it. And one of the reasons for that was because an armed man came to the log cabin to demand money for his services and pulled a gun on them all. And they were just like, okay, here, paid him out, made him leave. And the log cabin owner was like, nah, we're out.
We're out of here. Holy shit. That's crazy.
But they needed to keep filming, right? So they were like, fine, we'll just film the bathroom scenes in my garage. So that's what they did. And then consequently, and I don't know if I should say this life, but consequently snuck back to the log cabin to film specific scenes that they needed done.
I love it.
Naughty
That's like something
cookies.
we would do.
Naughty cookies. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and yeah, this is where it gets quite funny because Ari, my cousin, pretended to be someone else with an American accent and all to rent the log cabin again. The neighbor reported people with a camera leading to tense phone calls, and then they finished the shoots and they were all good. Little shits, eh?
Oh my God.
They had some like misfires with things like, you know, the effects and stuff. Ari got shot with paintballs where there was no protection, where they were trying to shoot and make it look like a real gun, and he got major bruising and all sorts of terrible stuff going on. And the last thing that went kind of awry was the amount of fake blood they had to roll around. They were rolling around and getting stuck to like bars and like cigarette butts and all sorts of disgustingness because they were having to make out in fake blood and roll around in it. So yeah, it was pretty gross. So other than that, there was no real kind of major supernatural stuff going on. But I wanted to showcase his movie because it's a really, really good, well put together movie, Blood Punch, and it's all about a time loop. And that is part of what we talk about sometimes. We've talked about time loops and circles and that sort of stuff, which are crazy, right? People that walk around a corner of a track and then they're in the same track again. So Blood Punch is my first one. Hi, Ari. I hope you're watching. That's my first movie. What do you reckon?
That is good. I'll have to watch it. I had no idea. Good old Ari.
It's a very funny movie. Yeah, it was not meant to be funny, but watching my cousin die 65 times in really gruesome ways, knowing that my nan sat there and watched it as well, I was like, oh, hell, child. But yeah, so that cracked me up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many like horror style movies and bits and pieces out there that you just kind of like go, oh, like I'm not a horror movie buff. I like a good thriller.
Oh,
and you know, like I've done all the, you know, the Exorcist and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, like when it comes to the slasher movies, I'm like, meh.
Do you know tomorrow is International Horror Movie Day? Oh, not tomorrow, sorry, Thursday for us. So Wednesday for
wow,
okay.
That's cool.
America. Yeah. National Horror Movie Day.
National Horror Movie. Like, look at horror movie. It looks like I've got blood all over my lips. That's very fitting, isn't it? It's like, I don't know, my camera's going really funny. I do not have blood all over my lips, people, but it looks like it for some reason.
She's a vampire. Have you got one pulled up, Jules, or do you want me to do another one?
No, I'll do I might do The Crow. So everybody knows Crow 1994. So this is where Bruce Lee's son Brandon Lee was accidentally shot on set. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll try and bring up his picture.
Accidentally shot.
Accidentally
haven't we
shot.
seen that?
Yeah. It's just, it kind of happens all the time, doesn't it?
Well, you're putting your life in your hands when you're dealing with prop supervisors and prop managers and stuff. You know, like all you have to do is look at the most recent case in America, and you know that the lawsuits and stuff are still going on for that, and that's really, I don't know, like you got to look into the conspiracy a little bit, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of
the money. Who serves to gain from these sort of things, and definitely with Brandon Lee and the conspiracy around Bruce Lee and his death and all of that sort of stuff. There's way more to the story than what meets the eye. That's for sure.
Yeah. I don't know where my pictures have gone.
You lost your picture?
I lost my pictures. Okay. Well, if anyone knows The Crow, so basically, during the scene, so where his character got shot, there was a prop gun that was supposed to have fired a blank, as you know. So, but instead, it discharged a live round that was lodged in the barrel. The bullet basically struck and killed him. When the movie was finished, they ended up using a stunt double and special effects that was dedicated to Brandon Lee, and I think Mark Dacascos had something to do with it, because Mark Dacascos, who is an amazing martial artist and an actor and stuff, like he's a world champ. What grew up with Brandon Lee, was friends with Brandon Lee. So the official thing was that a dummy bullet tip had become lodged in the gun's barrel from an earlier scene, but it wasn't discovered because the weapon was not properly checked. Basically, the blank cartridge explosive force propelled and lodged a fragment out of the barrel with the force of a live round hitting him in the stomach. He was rushed to the hospital but died hours later from his injury. So so that was like a really tragic thing, but there is that conspiracy around it that it was a real bullet and it had something to do with all the underground, triads and not triads, but the Yakuza, all of that kind of stuff. So
and also, so if something hits you in the stomach, and I know this, I know that if you're going to get stabbed anywhere in your body, the best place to get stabbed is in your stomach or in your abdomen, because it takes the longest to bleed out. Right? So you're talking hours. Anyone that's seen any Al Pacino movies, takes the longest to bleed out if you're stabbed in the stomach or injured in around your abdomen, right? So for him to get a fragment of bullet, not a bullet, but fragment, which is minimal, of bullet into his stomach, and for him to die a few hours later from that seems very, very suspicious to me, because if you get stabbed in your stomach, like with a good solid, weapon, you're talking 8 to 14 hours of bleed out
it's
time.
The stomach acids and all that. It all depends on where. So it's pretty.
So I think that number one is really fishy. The fact that he died a few hours later from his wound, tiny little fragment. And not saying that didn't do damage, but I don't think it can do that much damage.
So was it a fragment or was it a real bullet? So that's it. We've done.
100%. 100%. And that's, like when you start breaking the stories and the narratives down, you start going, oh, okay. And then who was he connected to? The Yakuza, the Red Army, who else? Was there mafia involvement? Because they'd all come to New Zealand, and, Bruce Lee, to America. And Bruce Lee was very well connected with the criminal underworld. Not that he was involved in it, but he was connected to it because he had to be, because he was in the movies. And we all know that Brandon Lee he was involved with some dodgy shit. And so who needed him to be removed?
It's very sad, very, very, very sad. So so that was the Crow, and I would show you photos, but apparently my computer doesn't like downloading photos anymore, so who knows.
Was there any weird stuff that happened on set, Jules? Do you know?
Not really. It was just kind of like the tragedy of, because it's such an iconic movie, and it was just he was an iconic person, and his dad and that kind of stuff. So I just thought that was kind of, but I mean, like the Crow in general, definitely, like in the movies that have been made over the years, there's like, the real supernatural elements to it, the really dark side to it. So, there have been cases of mental health issues with the cast and kind of supernatural stuff, like little accidents, that kind of stuff. But so they reckon, like, the Crow movies are kind of like a little bit cursed because, stuff seems to happen within all these movies. But and
way more than
that's the thing, isn't it? You're dealing with these movies that have these dark supernatural elements, and we know that you can manifest dark supernatural, I mean, look at Heath Ledger with the Joker, and and that kind of stuff, and there's a lot of darkness, and he was he was quite troubled, but it's all very very, very sad. But so it's some kind of really,
I mean, I love looking into film sets and stuff like that to see kind of what's actually going on.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go again, Jules. Tell us another one. Tell us another one.
Well, it's not anything bad that's happened, but oh, hello, Nene again. I love my favorite kind of horror movie type thing. Like I love werewolves and I love Dogman. And so literally one of my favorite movies was Dog Soldiers. So this was a movie. I don't know if anyone has seen it. It's during a routine nighttime training mission in the Scottish Highlands. A small squad of British soldiers expected to rendezvous with the special ops unit instead find a bloody massacre and one sole survivor. The savage attackers of the special ops team return, and the men are then rescued by a zoologist who identifies and hunts them as werewolves. So it's basically, and I wish I could bring up pictures and show you guys, maybe
What's
like
it called?
Dog Soldiers.
Oh, Dog Soldiers. I'll find you a picture. You keep telling us about it.
Yeah. So it's not that there's so it's a really really underrated werewolf movie. So like if you can find this movie, absolutely go and watch it, because there's so many comments about, oh, you know, the special effects weren't 100%, but man, it's such a good movie. It's really really funny bits in it, and the really cool thing about it is that the actors weren't allowed to see the werewolves. So when they were all kept separated until they actually had to film those scenes. And have you got a picture there of these giant werewolves? And they put dancers, believe it or not, inside these costumes.
Oh wow. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. So and everything was kind of like kept in the dark, so like the actors never saw these werewolves in the full light. It was always kind of like in the dark type thing. So when they were filming it was basically these giant walking werewolves that would come out and attack them, and it is such a good movie. So you know, for a Halloween, for a horror movie, that is definitely like my number one favorite. And the fact that they're all Scottish and they're all running around going, oh my God. It was pretty funny.
This is one of your favorite movies, though. You've always talked about this movie and you absolutely love it.
Yeah. So it's really funny. So there are things where you can go and see the actors, like when they first see these werewolves coming at them. So it's, you know, the looks on their faces are literally like, oh my God, what is this thing like coming at me? You know, it's pretty fun. There you go. It's a great picture of like what the werewolves are like. So
sorry, this is a bit little, but so you said that the actors hadn't seen these werewolves, hadn't seen the props at all. So all of their responses are genuine.
Yeah, the director was Neil Marshall. So he literally kept them apart from each other to build like the anticipation, and these guys had no idea what these werewolves are going to look at, and literally the only time they got to see them was at nighttime when they were filming, and there wasn't full light anyway, so all they've got, they're like these big horrid like werewolves coming at them. And yeah, it's pretty funny, and like some of them are quite terrified when these things kind of come out at them.
That's really scary.
Yeah.
The indescribable Octoman says, I knew you were going to say Dog Soldiers.
Yes.
He said it's so good. He said it's also the director of The Descent. And he said if you haven't watched that, it's all women.
Yeah, oh my God, I hated that movie. I went to the movies with Pam, our friend Pam, who Lisa knows.
Oh, yeah.
And this girl screams at everything, and like we're in this movie theater and like these creatures come out and she screams, and the entire picture theater, everyone just like leapt off their seats, just jumped off their seats. It was so funny. Oh my God, The Descent is like, oh, now that makes sense. Yeah, The Descent was like terrifying. I hated that movie. I never went caving again after that movie.
Oh No, it's the caving one. No, I have seen it. Oh,
Yeah.
freaky.
Yeah, with like little golem creatures and but nastier.
Oh, yeah. Mira says it was so good. I liked it. And October said it was so good.
Yeah. It is
Yeah,
like literally the best werewolf movie ever. I love it. Absolutely love it.
well, I think Julia and I are going to have movie night one day when we get together, and we will watch Dog Soldiers and probably live stream our responses, or
Let's
possibly
do
just
it.
mine. Probably just
We could
mine.
just do a live screaming of it. We'd probably get into trouble, but that's okay. I know it's over
Oh,
20
that'd be
years
fun.
old. It's fine. Yeah.
That'd be so much fun.
So much fun.
Mira says, take her to see Pink Flamingos. Laugh out loud.
Okay.
I don't know what pink flamingos are, but it sounds wonderful.
It's a movie, is it? Pink Flamingos? Okay, let's have a look.
Maybe Pam will pee herself. Maybe. Actually, she probably would. We love Pam. We're looking at Pink Flamingos right now.
Okay.
Predatory underworld humans.
1972 American independent black comedy crime film.
I do not
Counterculture
know.
directing Divine, the criminal living under the name of Babs Johnson, proud to be the filthiest person alive.
John Waters. With John Waters in it.
Okay, cool. John Waters, yeah. Written, directed, produced by John Waters. Okay,
Oh,
all right.
no. Yeah, thank you. Little comment of the pink flamingo. I did actually try and talk my son into being a pink flamingo for Halloween.
No, it's not
But no, we're going to be a policeman. Hey, my next one is The Omen. 1976. The Omen.
The Omen. Oh my God, yeah.
And I just kind of went wherever, it took me. I was like, take me to wherever I'm meant to go. And apparently The Omen was the place that I was meant to go. And so I'm just going to read through this stuff, and you feel free to stop me and have a chat, all right? So when The Omen premiered in 1976, it didn't just unsettle audiences. It left behind stories of aircraft struck by lightning, fatal accidents, symbolic coincidences, and a reputation that the film was more than fiction. Very similar to Poltergeist and The Exorcist, where so many things happened during the filming, right? So lightning, planes, and omens in the air. Months before filming began, tragedy reached inside Richard Donner's cast in a way that mirrored the film's supernatural tension, right? So Gregory Peck's son's suicide, number one. 2 months before production, Peck's son died by suicide. Rest in peace. A personal real-life trauma that eerily echoed the film's themes of loss and predestination. And you kind of go, if that happens prior to the filming, then what is going on within this space, right? Like we talk about manifesting things.
Because there would have been all the pre-production stuff, which probably would have been going on for like at least 6 months beforehand. Yeah.
And he would have been talking about it for a long time, right? Manifesting. The plane struck by lightning. Peck's flight to London was hit by lightning. Just days later, screenwriter David Seltzer, separate flight, was also struck by lightning. 2 lightnings before production happened. Is that enough?
All right.
Producer's plane. Mace Neufeld, the film's producer, also experienced a lightning strike on one of his flights during the same period. 3. Hello, are we listening?
Drive to air out, buddy.
I'd be listening, right?
Yeah.
Peck reportedly also cancelled a flight that later crashed, killing all aboard, including a car struck on the ground. He later learned of the tragedy, so coincidentally cancelled that flight when I'm not going, and they all perished. So
maybe it was
pretty. That's the next thing, right? The next thing, animals, right? And zoo scenes gone wrong. And we know in The Omen there's all these zoo scenes going on, right? Given the Omen's reliance on animal symbolism, especially dogs and baboons, it perhaps is unsurprising that the production had its share of animal-related horror stories. And I find it interesting. I find it interesting when animals go rogue on movie sets and that sort of stuff, because a lot of the time they're really well trained. But we do know that animals have this connection to the supernatural, right? So if all of this stuff is going on, the likelihood of them having a connection and responding in such a violent way, or a not normal behavior, well, animal behavior, but not normal behavior for a trained animal, is it's not right. It's not what they should be doing, right? Out of the blue. So the baboon scene and real terror. In the zoo sequence, animals sense Damien's presence and thrash the car. The chaos was reportedly real and exacerbated by mechanical failure. The car's gear shift froze at a critical moment. So they literally got stuck there while the baboons went absolutely insane on this car. Fuck, that would just scare the living shit out of you.
Yeah,
Eh?
they are strong animals. Yeah, and angry. Yeah. Big teeth.
Scary, really scary. Yeah. The next one was, after the film wrapped, one animal handler involved in those scenes was later mauled to death by a tiger. Some sources say that he worked in that zoo sequence. So still working with the animals, and all of a sudden, see you later, sunshine.
Yeah.
And given, like, if you're going to work with tigers, you work with the potential of that happening. It doesn't matter if they're your friends or not, right? Dogs on set. A Rottweiler in the film reportedly attacked a stunt person or crew despite precautions, or a crew member despite precautions, feeding into the sense that the animals were unpredictable in Damien's orbit. So essentially, around the character or around that scene, things started going wild and unpredictable. And, like, Rottweilers are dogs, like, they're well trained. Most
they
of the
are
time,
very unpredictable, though.
they are, but if they've been trained, like, if they're on set and they've been trained, there was obviously something else going on. Like, we talked to Kevin just before in our earlier interview, and he said that his dog literally just booted it out of there and left a scene in the woods, and he was just like, "Where are you going?" And she was like, "I'm out, man. I'm done with this whole scary situation." And she obviously could feel what was going on, right? So I thought that was really interesting. And yeah, it says these incidents made the animals feel like part of the curse, not just props. So I thought that was really interesting. And there's so many things that happened on the set of The Omen.
So what's
August
the premise
1970.
So the premise of the movie is basically, for those who don't know, so it's the supernatural horror, and it's basically about Damien Thorne, a young child replaced at birth by his father, unknown to the mother, because their newborn child dies. So, as undead, sorry, YouTube, dies shortly after birth, and so he basically swaps them. And and that's when and then they find out that he's the Antichrist. So
essentially.
For those of you who don't know.
After wrapping the production, John Richardson, who was a special effects artist, was driving his car in the Netherlands with Liz Moore, who was his assistant, as the passenger. Their car overturned. Moore lost her head.
So what was that? Richardson survived. You froze up a little bit. What was that again? Something about the...
Okay, sorry. I also just don't want to go saying it if we're going to get in trouble. Basically, their car overturned, and Liz Moore was no longer connected.
Decapitated.
From her... We don't say that word on YouTube. I'm trying not to say seriously. It. She lost her head. Richardson survived. That mirrored the gruesome decapitation scene he helped design in The Omen. Literally the same scene.
Oh.
Okay. Friday the 13th and a cryptic sign. That crash occurred on Friday the 13th, everyone. Some versions of the story say that Richardson emerged from the crash to see the road sign that read Omen 666 kilometers. Symbolism. The symbolism is everywhere. And obviously the symbolic resonance with the film and that sort of stuff. But the fact that he and his assistant were part of creating that original scene in the movie, and then that literal scene happened to them, is a coincidence, and we don't believe in coincidences. No. And the last one I've got on the Omen is there was a restaurant bombing. So while filming in London, a restaurant where crew planned to dine was bombed by the IRA. Some crew were close by, so that's what happened first. Secondary, on one day shooting, a head-on car collision injured multiple crew members. So all of a sudden I had this massive car accident, which, not great. And then the director, Mr. Donner himself, was struck by a car during the shoot and he survived. So, is this not enough accidents in quotation marks to stop filming?
Manifesting that kind of, can you imagine the kind of stuff that would have been on set, the stuff that they were talking about, the Antichrist, there would have just been like so much stuff there.
Yeah, mental way. So the indescribable Octo Man says, I was born on Friday the 13th. Peace. So was my mum. She's a Friday the 13th girl too.
That's so funny.
And Mira says, I was born on February the 13th. I have 13th kids, eh?
And I'm the 14th. There we go.
Yes, you are. And I'm the 5th. Look, the world has tried to blow up on my birthday numerous times now. So
yeah.
But yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah, that's a bucket load of different things happening all at the same time.
Yeah,
when you start kind of going into these movies, you go, wow, man, that's a lot of things happening to stop this movie from being made.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean that's and you look back, like we're saying, we look back now, we understand the manifestation, and like in these movies, and they talk about whether they've been dealing with witchcraft or whatever, or demonic stuff. They're literally saying these things, and then things start happening. It's like, well, why do you think they're happening? Because you're literally out here and you're summoning stuff and you're doing stuff, and it'd be different if you're coming in and you're doing protection, you kind of do this, but it's like there was none of that. There wasn't that thought pattern was not there yet. They were just like, we don't need to
we don't care because we're humans. We're stronger than any supernatural thing that's gonna come to us. Who cares? Who cares? Have you got another one?
Yeah, the Twilight Zone movie. So it's not a lot about lots of different things happening on set, but the 1983 Twilight movie. So that was a sci-fi fantasy horror anthology film. So that was produced by Steven Spielberg and John Landis.
Yes.
And it was based on Rod Serling's TV series that was done in like 1959 to 1964. So so what happened is that there was a helicopter accident. So basically they were doing a special effects. So there was supposed to be a special effects explosion. The helicopter was coming over the top, and it was the actor Vic Morrow and two child actors, Micah Dinley and Renee Shin Yi Chen. So they were on the ground. So what happened is that the crash was so powerful, like they didn't expect it to be so big, that it destabilized the helicopter. And the helicopter basically came down and crashed. And so Vic Morrow and the two young children were killed and 6 people were injured. So
that's pretty epic.
Yeah. So it's pretty, pretty crazy. But not a lot of other kind of stuff going in the Twilight Zone-y stuff.
You would think there'd be more, right? Because the Twilight Zone is crazy, right? That's a mental movie.
Yeah.
So you would think there would be more. Maybe there is more and it's just not really
It's
talked
just
about.
not, yeah.
Because as soon as you have conversations with cast and crew members, right, they're like, oh, yeah, remember that time?
Yeah.
That was really weird. Or remember that time I saw that blah, blah, blah? Or yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there is, you look at this, there's so many different movies out there, and they're like, oh, this happened, that happened. It's
Oh,
like
for
you could
sure.
just keep going on and on. But yeah, but no, that's like, yeah. So, what would be your favorite kind of horror thriller? Anybody tell us your favorite movie, guys. Tell us
Yeah.
your favorite kind of Halloween kind of thriller, scary sci-fi, hocus pocus type. I mean, for kid wise, hocus pocus was absolutely cool.
Yeah, well, that's what I grew up with, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
focus.
But yeah,
I really like, I'm not a slasher fan, just like you, right?
yeah,
I'm not really into the horror killy things, but I
yeah.
do like I like the older movies. I like the Omen. I like The Exorcist. I love it when she walks down the stairs like a spider because I can do that.
Yeah.
And I really connected with her on a physical level. I was like, oh my God, I do. And so
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. I like the movie like Circles, Crop Circles and
Oh, is that
Aliens and
with
all
Mel
that sort of
Gibson?
stuff. Um yeah, I really like
Yeah,
that movie. That was cool.
that was funny, and he was wearing the tinfoil
But
hat.
yeah, absolutely. All of like, The Conjuring, and that's
Yeah,
just come back out again. So I think we talked about that last week, but The Conjuring's just brought
yeah,
its new movie out, which will be kind of cool to go and watch again and see what that looked like because I watched that years ago. But yeah, I think, and I do also like all the indie films like Blood Punch and that sort of stuff that
yeah.
you wouldn't go and watch normally, but when you get put onto it, you go, oh, cool, I'll have a watch of it, and then you realize it's pretty wild. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um,
you've got to give kudos to B grade movies, because some of them out there, especially when you got your Bigfoot or your wild animal ones or your monster
yeah,
ones, they're just so entertaining, and some of them are just. And I like to have that horror with a bit of humor in it.
yes,
There's got to be that kind of stuff, and I think that's why the Dog Soldiers appealed so much to me, because it's horrifying. There's blood and gore, but there is such a funny side to it, and it
yeah.
is really, really funny. So I do love that kind of, that real kind of humor side to break that tension and then kind of continue again. So
That's
like
funny.
having
Okay.
a breather. The descent was not like that in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, I've got a couple of comments. All right. So Octoman says, oh my yeah.
Oh my, yeah.
has, has Child's Play, Pumpkinhead,
Oh,
and Killer Clowns from Outer
Pumpkinhead.
Space. Yeah,
Yes.
and
Oh my
Mira says Killer
God.
Clowns rock. I love the cheesy factor.
Yeah.
Killer
Yeah.
Clowns from Outer
Oh my
Space.
God, I forgot all
That's
about
so good.
Pumpkinhead. That's so cool. Oh my God,
Oh
how old
God.
is
So many
Pumpkinhead?
cool things.
That movie must be old. Let me have a look. It's got to be
I
old.
don't know.
Let's have a look. 88. Yeah,
Mm. Oh
88.
my
That
gosh.
is old. Oh my
That's
God,
showing your
there's a new
age.
one. There's a new
Showing your age,
Pumpkinhead.
young man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Gosh, and it takes you back, right? Because you go, oh my God, I'm actually this old now. This is really, really not great. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
because it's
yeah.
crazy, right? You're talking like, 1973 was The Exorcist. So you're talking how many years ago now?
Yeah. That is the crazy thing, isn't it?
Lives.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm not sure what it is. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like you could look at some of these movies and you just go back and you're just like, oh my God, how old was I?
So old. Yeah, we're so old now. That's what it comes
we
down
are.
to. We try desperately not to be too old, but unfortunately, that is what we're struggling with. And my old age is telling me I need to wrap this puppy up because
Yeah,
Lisa probably needs
big
to go
good.
and have a nap.
Yeah, she's
Hey,
been
that
up
was
all
so
night with her four
interesting.
sick boys, but no, it's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, and we've literally been doing interviews since like 8 o'clock this morning, like for the last 4 or 5 hours. So
Yeah.
no, this was a
So
fun one.
we appreciate everyone sticking in there with us and showing up a little bit later than normal. We love you all for doing that with us. You are the very, very best. Next week, we're talking about urban legends of Halloween, and we will be a little bit later next week at around about 12. Okay, go out there. We will be a little bit later at about 12:30 or 1 o'clock New Zealand time. So that'll be about 7:30, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Yeah. Cool.
Just so you know. Are you still on there?
Sorry, just so we know.
So a little bit later next week. And we have some amazing interviews coming out, some really, really cool guest appearances on podcasts. We'll let you know. Please, if you're not following us on Instagram, that's the best place to see what's going on as well. So jump over there and we can show you what we are up to. And most importantly, thank you for jumping on today and hanging out with us. Cool conversation. That was so much fun in the comments section as well.
I want to go watch
you guys and girls
now. I need to go find it.
And thank you, Mira. She says, Lisa, I send wishes of health for your son. Get better soon. Love you too. Thank you so much. He'll be back to his feral wild child self very shortly, I think.
All right, guys. Really thank you.
Anyway, boys and girls, love you all. Thank you so much for joining us. See you next week for a full episode. Big kisses. Mwah! Mwah!
And we just wait here and I just leave, do I? Because I don't know how long.
Well, you're actually in control. So what you should do is just hang out and wait for the dancing to start on YouTube, and then you can get it off now. You're doing great. Well done, you. Push the stop recording button. Stop recording. Oh, we did it. And we can get out of here. See you, everyone.
See ya. Bye.